Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the first episode of the Baseball Card Junkies podcast of 2025. You got myself here. You've got Arnie over at the card deal to my left, and then you've got Mike from Ripping for Rookies right below us.
How we doing?
What's up,
How
fellas?
were the holidays, gentlemen?
Can't complain.
Got invaded by Canadians this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
How'd
a good
that
time.
work out for you?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, basically all day Saturday. They came over around 12 o'clock on Saturday, and we just hung out all day. And then Sunday morning they came back over. We loaded up the car or the truck with all the boxes, and they made it back last night. I guess around 9:30.
Okay.
Nice.
They made it through the border. They accepted them in. So yeah.
Did they confiscate the cards on the way back? Do we have any update on those guys? Did they make it through?
Oh, they made it through. It's all good. It's
All
all good.
right. That is awesome, though. Glad to see that we get to link up with each other.
Absolutely.
Quick roll call. So we got Larkin making sure that we are aware that he was the first one here.
Congratulations,
We got Sean. We got Shenanigans in here. We have Firestarter Breaks. How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Going on.
All right. So
Sean was hoping for new hosts.
Yeah,
All right, Sean. Next week you're on.
Yup, tag, you're it. So today's Monday. This is going to take some time getting used to with doing the podcast on a weekday. But I got a feeling it's going to be all right, though.
Yeah.
No issues. But, yeah, as far as how we running things, it's going to be the same. Same time block, just a different day. Because everybody and their brothers trying to squeeze something in on the weekend. So, we decided to be some rebels and say, you know what? Hold our beers. And in Arnie's case, hold his mimosa. We're going to do it on a Monday.
Very tasty.
I'm holding mine.
We got a lot to cover today. We're going to try to cover all we're going to scratch the surface as much as we can. And then we're going to take the bulk of the time and get into some controversy. Don't we all love controversy?
We love it.
Who doesn't?
We all love controversy. All right. So upcoming releases. Okay. A lot of the stuff we are aware and we know it's coming. So, for example, we have Topps Archives coming out this Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a breakdown of 8 cards per pack with 24 packs per box, and you are expected to receive 2 autographs per box. Now, we've been using secondary market prices for this product, like David Adams, Steel City, so on and so forth. This is actually Topps website price. Is it going to be on there by the time you get it? Probably not. So expect to pay about $150, $160.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's Archives. Next up the bat, and I know Firestarter's ready for this one. Topps Definitive. Okay. Release date is Friday, January 10th as an EQL launch. So you may want to have all your websites up to par, your credit cards in hand, because you'll likely get about a 7 to 9 second window to place an order. The breakdown is 8 cards per pack, 1 pack per box, 6 autographs, all on card, okay, with 2 relics, for a low price of $19.99.99.
$20 ain't bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so that is that. Now there's 2 more that they don't have scheduled just yet. I mean, as far as prices and things of that nature. Like on the 15th, we got Bowman's Best. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually have that here. All right, so the breakdown for Bowman's Best is pretty standard. You got 5 cards per pack, 12 packs per box, and if you want to be that individual with deep pockets, 8 boxes, 8 hobby boxes a case, and the set is only 70 cards. So we don't have a price point for this yet, and expect 4 autographs per box. So just keep that in mind. Don't know the price point of this yet, but as soon as it comes out, we'll make sure we let you know. And then the last one, I know Beast is definitely looking for this because he talks about it every live stream. 2024 Topps Transcended. Okay. So the breakdown for this is a total of 42 cards. They haven't really broken down everything just yet. Okay, I stand corrected. So at a glance, you're looking at 8 cards per pack, 4 packs per box, plus 10 additional cards, which is likely the gold frames. It's 1 case. 1 box equals 1 case. And it's coming out the 22nd.
And what's the price on that? How many tens of
I'm
thousands
not
of dollars?
mistaken, I believe it was Larkin who said that the EQL launch is roughly going to be around $8,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Jesus.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, here's what throws me off. Okay, and I showed this to you gentlemen earlier. I pulled up the hottest player today, but for 2023 out of Transcendent. And not all this is going to equal up to $25,000. For example, just your base, $135, numbered to 25.
Assuming we pull the, you want to show that screen, Enfuego, it's still on us.
Okay.
Assuming that you get the best player of current day, which is Ohtani, we can all agree on that.
Okay, I stand corrected. That's the pre-order price, $8,000.
Wow.
Okay. Now, I mean, then you've got the gold frame, numbered to 15, $1,250. So, I mean, let's just say you pulled 5 Ohtanis, whether it's base, high end, anything in between. And if they come up with the $25K price like they did for the last year's version, the value is not there. In my opinion.
No way.
I guess another question would be, even in a breaking format, how would that look?
Believe it or not, Leighton Sports Cards came up with a method on running a break off of 1 suitcase of Transcendent. So basically, somebody buys into the gold frames, somebody buys into the low end stuff, and it's like $5,000 to $7,000 buy-in.
No way.
So I mean, it's insane.
Do you just spend a little bit more and split a whole box, or I don't know? Listen, anybody getting in those partials, for me, they probably don't. They're not worried about the money. Like if you have $5,000 to $7,000, like okay, good for you. Spend the money on what you want. We buy a car that we can afford. They buy the cars that they can afford, and so forth. That this is no different. I just don't see the value in this product.
You made a valid point earlier, though, Arnie. It's funny how Topps does the EQL launches for all these high-end products. Okay, anything $400 and higher.
Yep.
Where's the EQL for flagship?
Just Sapphire, the ones that people are buying for $300 at cost, and then 5 to 10 minutes later, or even sometimes the day of, it's on there earlier because they know they've got the bots, they know they're going to get the product, or they even have allocation, whatever it is. Right. They're already listed on eBay for $549, and the boxes cost $349 or $299. It's like, wait a minute, the product literally just sold out 2 minutes ago. You go right to eBay and there's 30 listings. It happens every time, and it's a product that they just obviously, Skeens is the big chase and update, having the autographs and things like that. That's a huge draw, and I wasn't able to get any. I don't know anyone else that was able to get any. It was gone in under a minute. So if you don't have a bot, you're not getting it. Just that's it.
Okay, so Beast is gonna run a 3-case break of Transcendent, 4K per spot.
Well, good for you, man. Let me know how that works out.
Yeah, you let me know how that works out.
I'll send you some tissues when you need to start crying.
So
yeah, I don't know. I've never even been I've never been a part of a break like that. I don't know.
It hurts just to talk about it, honestly. But let's get down to reality a little bit. All right, so the latest products that are out right now, Luminaries and Topps Black and White. So we'll start off with Luminaries. What are we thinking? Aside from the price point, aside from the fact it's 1 card, how do we feel about its design in general? QC, QA.
Looks great.
Yeah.
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 That's it for me. I just don't see
it
the
looks,
draw
it
with
looks, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. When you're buying, when you have that kind of money and that's what you like, good for you. But from a collecting standpoint, I personally like when I pull a gold card to 50 out of Bowman, and it's the higher print run. I guess when we say everything is manufactured rarity, that's the term I used to use. That's the term that a lot of people do use. Manufactured rarity, we understand it. You also understand that when you see a one of one, which not a lot of new collectors do, a one of one out of a product like Logo Fractor is not as the same as a one of one out of Topps Chrome. The print runs are very, very fractional, and same thing with luminaries or anything else that's 1 to 5 to 10 cards per box, the short print stuff or stuff that's online where we're seeing Ginter X with 16 to 19 autos per case versus 5 to 7, right? So there's a huge difference. Yes, there's value there. Yes, but when you look at the resale value, the same exact card from regular Ginter outsells the X because everyone knows it's easier to get an auto of that same player. Despite it being numbered to 50, or all the cards are coming out numbered to 99 or less on the frame mini autos. Well, that's because it's an online exclusive product. It's only sold for one day, and then that's it.
Okay.
So I think comparing this to anything that we open, it's really hard for me to compare.
But plain devil's advocate, yes, it is expensive to buy a personal box. Okay, we're talking $500 for one card. Okay, but it's relatively affordable if you get into a break. And we went through this earlier in the week. And let me just give you a couple of examples. Let's just say I'm going to get the Blue Jays. Okay. The Blue Jays right now on average are running for about $19.
Yeah, great price.
Okay.
But how many cards do they have in the set? 2?
Maybe, but here's the thing. How many of those boxes do we see that are skunked out? Side note, I'll let you know when my boxes come in, but I've got about 40 Blue Jay autos from 24 draft. I was getting those teams for $50 to $70, and they've got like 10 autos in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's the Blue Jays. You can knock it all you want, but I'm having a lot of fun getting into a full case break of regular jumbo with 18 auto or 20 plus autos and multiple case breaks for $59, $55, depending on who's running the break. But I go for value now, especially with the potential of getting a one of one in Bowman or getting just golds and oranges of autographs of these players that no one knows how they're going to do. I mean, look at Vladdy. He's still a Blue Jay.
Right. He's
got to be in here.
Yo, of course he's going to be in there. And I'm pretty sure there's some Blue Jays from decades past that's in that checklist too.
Yeah, McGriff.
Another good team. Look at the Yankees. They're only $250. And we all know in almost every product that is released, they have a massive checklist.
Oh yeah.
Here's the draw not the draw. Here's the reason these are a little bit more affordable is because what is it, 6 to 8 boxes per case?
It's 6 boxes per case. So you're looking at a case of 6 cards.
Okay, so you get 6 cards. So there's 24. Now, I'm just assuming that, let's say we get 6 different cards. 24 people are going to skunk out on this. So is the $250 price point high? It's more affordable, but yes, there may be a higher checklist and there's a big draw with the Yankees. But for $20, and then if you lose, it's kind of like betting on a slot machine or red or black on roulette and it comes up green and you lose. Okay, it's not that bad. You lost $20. Now, when you put $20 to $30 in another break and there's 30 teams, you're guaranteed to get some cards, but you may not get all the best ones because your team didn't hit. So there's that fine line. Do you like to gamble in the sense that I could get a really big card here for $20, and if I don't get anything, you just have to be okay with walking away with nothing. And that's why a lot of people compare sports cards to gambling. And the flip side to me is, though, I can go into a casino and lose $2,000 playing slot machines and never win a thing.
Well,
maybe I'll get a free lunch.
If let's just say Jeff decided to get in on a loop break, he'll get those $19 Toronto Blue Jays and
Yep.
pull a $200-300 Vladdy 101.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, or like
Or
you said,
more.
he gets it to
Yeah.
one case break, he just lost out $20 plus
Mhm.
shipping.
Yeah. I guess that's a harder one for, like you said, it's a harder one pill to swallow, knowing that you could get completely skunked. Now,
Correct.
I guess the best way to do it would be a 5-caser, because then you could take 6 times 5. There's 30 teams, 30 cards. Now, are they all going to be? Is everybody going to get something? No, but you can build in other cards for the people that missed out. So let's say you have an abundance of PSA graded cards. Now, I'm not talking high end stuff, just something to give the consumer back.
Right.
Say, hey, listen, whoever misses out, you will get a PSA card, 8, 9, or 10, or even a 6 if it's a vintage, whatever. You'll get something.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is a better buildable break that I would like to get into, because I say, okay, I know if I spend $75 a spot and there's 30 people in here, we all have a shot to get something. We all are going to maybe get cards out of the case, and then whoever doesn't gets something from this list
As a consolation prize.
Yes. And I think you just build it that way to sell it. Yes, the consumer knows that it's an inflated break price because you're adding something, but it makes you feel better that you just didn't.
Right.
You know,
well, according to Beast, the Blue Jays have 20 cards, a 20-card checklist in Luminaries, which are mostly Vladdy Sr. and 1 home run Kings booklet.
Okay. But that has many different players, and that would just be randomized. Yeah. Okay. So 20 cards is a lot.
It is.
For $20, you know, I think here's the thing. If we're talking about the reason I said breaks in this position, because no one here, at least no one I know, is buying that box for $500 for one card.
No, I don't see many people building a Luminary set.
Yeah. And I guess to make that set more palatable would be, you know, the break format. But again, when I get to when I get over $50 to 75, I start to think, okay, what else could I buy? When it's 30, 40, 50, $60 and it's like, hey, we're going to hang out for 4 hours and this is going to be fun. I really don't dive too much into the, I guess,
here's
analytics.
The thing though, Arnie, and this is probably just me thinking, you know, naive type, or this is just me assuming.
No, I wouldn't say naive.
You get into a break, I'm almost guaranteed you're looking for your Indians. Indians do not command a premium in breaks.
Correct.
Unless we're talking Bowman, where we had this
Bazana,
that Bazana kid who is the chase.
Yep.
You know, but if we're looking at a Topps product,
there's not much there.
Exactly.
Not much at all. And, you know, it's great for, like, I always say this, it's great for me. Mike's Phillies are usually not that expensive. Sometimes they are, depending on who the product is.
Yep.
Like you said, with draft, that's usually higher. That's normal.
And you got my idiot ass.
Good luck. Yankees are expensive in every break.
I PC one of the most expensive players from one team and the expensive team in the damn
every product.
In just about every break. Yeah.
So, and even when this year is bad for Bowman draft, it's still not cheap because you have the John Elway chase.
Exactly.
So those are even so normally you got what three pitchers in the top 5 rounds that the Yankees drafted. So all their first are pitchers, and then we're like, oh, this is affordable. But then they sprinkle in 2 days before release day. Here's the John Elway card chase, and now everyone's starting to inflate that. It's like, okay,
yeah, because I noticed when Bowman draft first came out, the Yankees were relatively
under 100. They were under $100 for a case.
The moment they found out about John Elway,
over 100 a spot. Yep.
Yes.
It's just like you can't catch a break. But again,
and Matty is showing his love for John Elway. We all know he really loves him.
As always.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess just be be conscious of what you're buying into. That's all. Just compare what you can get out there for your money. But if you like it, go for it. Good for you. Let me know what you hit. I'd be happy for you. It's just not something
if it's something that you know that I would like, hey, just let me know.
Yeah.
All right. So enough Luminaries. How about that black and white? It's got that nice Stadium Club-esque to it.
Really nice. Yeah, black and white Stadium Club cards and a lot of hits in there. A lot of hits in each box, which is really sharp. And as soon as I saw the first box open, I jumped online to see if there was any left. They were all gone.
I just happen to be sorting. Here's a black and white. Well, from Stadium Club.
Stadium Club, yeah.
Stadium Club Hobby. Yep. So here's a black and white, and here's just a base card. I think black and white looks great on these older players.
Vintage, yeah.
I think it would be nice if they just kept these exclusive to the older players.
The era, yeah.
Yes, I really think that would be like something to make these more. And these are not easy to pull. This is out of a hobby box. I did one hobby box and one compact. So I got 1 in 1. And sometimes you don't get any in the compact. Sometimes you don't get any in the hobby. But I think that not that this card is bad. This is a really nice card in the Suzuki, but I think if they made this more towards this era of X year
it
and
has
lower,
more of that vintage feel to it.
Yes, and it's like, oh, I can collect the Legends set. And when I say Legends, meaning old time Legends or this era, whatever you call it on the checklist, I think that they could take the same exact design and make it more exclusive. And quite frankly, on Topps side here, they could sell more product because there's a lot of people that would just go for this specific set.
Yep, agreed. And the inserts and variations, like Mike said, beautiful inserts. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you get 2 hits per pack.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah.
No complaints here.
Nope.
All right, so, well, we've got news on Flagship. Okay, we don't have the breakdown. We don't have the cost yet, but we got the cover boy.
And the cover boy is?
We've got Mr. MVP himself from the American League. Do we know who was on the Archives 10s this year? No, we have no information on the 10s as of yet.
Sure.
We just talked about that before we got on, actually. Yep. I was asking that myself. Nothing I've seen yet.
They usually put like 4 different people on there, right?
Well, that's what they did last year, and a lot of people were upset when they bought cases because it was all the same player.
Oh no!
It was all, yeah, we did that case, and it was all the same. I'm going, this is not.
No, that's not cool.
Yeah, but again, then you're going to eBay trying to complete the 4 or 6 card or design set, and
Larkin's excited for Series 1.
Not really. I think he's excited about the player that's on the cover.
Yeah.
Larkin, jealousy will get you nowhere.
But it will get your comment pulled up on the Junkies.
Well, 3 good nerds. Who's to say Series 1 will be Judge? Series 2 could be Ohtani. And schemes could be Update. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, cover don't the players vote on that, or is it us, the fans? Who votes on the box?
Well, Ohtani's been on there, quite a few times in the past few years. Judge hasn't really been on there since what?
17.
17 or 18?
Since his 17 flagship.
Yeah. I think it's about time Judge got back on there.
So
yeah, I'm okay with the cover box. A lot of people collect boxes, and I think it's great. I'm more concerned about what's inside, though.
If you had a wish list, what are you looking for on the design?
I don't know. I'm going to go with original, and I'm going to leave it at that. How about you, Mike?
I have no ideas for
something
the
not
design.
recycled.
I think last year they came out of left field with the design, and it's probably my favorite design going back to 18.
Okay.
I think it's the nicest design that they had. But yeah, I know. I'm just waiting for it. I don't know if you can top 2024's design. I think it'll be something like that, but probably like the fonts and the graphics might be just a little bit different. But I think they're going to try to keep that same type because they usually do. I was looking back in like the 1990s, late 1990s and early 2000s, and those cards you really can't tell apart because they that's when they started going with the gold borders.
Yeah.
In 98 and 99, it was kind of tough to see, and it seemed like they kind of ran it every 2 years, the same type of design, just slightly different. So I'm thinking it's going to be the same type of design, but like a different font or something like that.
So if we go back, I don't know. It's usually something traditional, not too busy is what I mean. Really simple border, a little banner or ribbon on the side and the top left, whatever it may be. Looking back at 24 Bowman, do they do something similar to Bowman and make it more squared? This year 24 had the curved stuff, curved radiuses on that little border all the way around, and the banner where the name is and the team. So I think it's going to be more of a squared off design. That'd be my guess, which I
think
like.
21
I like
was the worst, as everybody's saying. It
Yes.
was 21 was the worst design ever, I think.
And you flip the cards over on 21, and some of the numbers, like the card was face up.
Some
but
go
you flip
some
it
way,
over,
some
and on
go
the
the
right,
other.
some are on the left.
Yeah.
So if you're doing set building, it was like I quit because the numbers were so small. Everything was backwards. Every other card was left and right.
That's why Logan bought me this. For the names.
Okay, so we got Alan, who, because I posed the question, what design the chat would like to see. Alan would go with 2018.
I love the parallels.
2018 was really nice.
I don't think 18 is my favorite design, but the Independence Days, the golds, and all that.
Yeah.
That on 18
Nerds
is
would
beautiful.
like to see 23. He liked 23.
Yeah,
and take a little bit from the 90s.
Okay. See, this goes into is 91 Fleer that horrible? To me, it's all part of the history of the sport collecting.
Yeah.
You know, it all has a place. So some people love 87, the wood design, but then you see it in all these inserts for the last like 7 years. They burn it out. Yeah.
To be determined, Larkin. We don't have a release date yet. What I would like to see, though, in this new flagship, why not bring back some of the old variations like Cognac?
Yeah, the Diamond Anniversary stuff. Yeah.
Replace the green, orange, and red foils with Cognac, the speckle, the glitter, or the bedazzle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you could do like different metals with the Cognac.
You could just do colors of that.
Silver, platinum.
Yeah, silver would be the platinum or whatever, and then you go down there from the colors. You can do, you could do like they did the Diamond Anniversary. What was it, the blue? To 60 or whatever it is, the blue sapphire. I forgot what they called it, but colors of the gemstones. You could do
emerald and Hope diamonds. There you go.
Hope diamond. That's the LP. They said it. Yep, the Hope diamonds. There it is. The emeralds. I love the. My design would be the 2014. What's it? 14 with Arenado, or is that 13? It's 13 update. Nolan Arenado. Those. It's like an emerald. It's not numbered, but they have the red, I think, and then they have the green.
The Canary Diamond.
Canary Diamond. Yeah, nice.
So Larkin, it's usually right around Valentine's Day that.
So Larkin did some research.
And he was
saying that Series 1's roughly around Valentine's Day, give or take a couple of days, either way. So hopefully that is the case. We'll see.
Oh, I hope it's not the 2030 design.
Oh, Jesus.
That was brutal.
Yeah. So that's what we got for Series 1. Now, just to go over real quick on some real baseball news. Latest updates to movements. Okay, so what we have is the Royals re-signed Michael Lorenzen. Okay, I mean, don't really know much about him. 1 year, $7 million. But there is a $12 million mutual option for 2026.
That's a good move.
Okay.
Good for him. Good for the team.
We got Gavin Lux going to the Reds. I stated, don't unpack your bags just yet. Okay.
Wait, does it say now, was he a free agent or did they get to do a trade with him?
It's a trade.
That was a trade.
Okay.
Yeah. They traded Lux for a prospect.
Does it say, is it to be named later, or is it a prospect?
Mike Sirota.
And the Reds. Soroka.
So Dodgers gave up Lux for a prospect outfielder and the Reds' competitive balance round A selection.
Okay. Well, good for Gavin Lux. Hopefully he does well in spring training, does well enough to play full time. I mean, he played fine for the Dodgers, so he.
And he really didn't do much for the Dodgers during the postseason anyway. I'm just saying.
Postseason, I don't think he did that well.
I mean, these were his line scores: 242, 328, 364 through 102 games.
Yeah, that's right up Tito's alley, though. He likes a lot of those small ball players. I think hopefully he'll stay. I think it'd be great. Because a lot of us did collect him. You can kind of trade or unload your cards. I know may sound like a negative, but hey, this might be an opportunity to contact some Reds fans and do some trades with them.
Yeah.
So That's funny, Jason. There we go.
So who else? I don't know too much about this. I'm pretty sure Hollis would know more about this. Apparently, somebody's wife woke up, enraged and decided to file a lawsuit for control of the Padres. So I don't know what's going on.
I think that's
with
kind of been brewing for a while.
Huh.
It sounds like a bunch of millionaires and billionaires arguing. So
yeah.
I don't really have any interest in
that. It
is
what it is.
Sure.
All right, but the Orioles, they signed Father Time.
Oh, geez.
That was kind of a weird move.
As long as he can throw a baseball, that's all they need. They
One-year deal, $15 million guaranteed.
He hasn't been bad over the past few years. He's been consistent.
Good for him. And good for the Orioles. Well, because, man, it's been 2 years in a row now.
These were his numbers last season. 1-1, 1.1 WAR. His record was 8-10. Over 4 ERA. He played in 30 games.
Started 30 games.
165 innings with 167 strikeouts.
It's 1K per inning. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad. That's what you want to look for.
Yeah, and a lot of guys, sometimes you go to another team and the coaching staff sees something that the other coaching staff didn't, and they tweak something, and next thing you know.
And how old is Father Time?
41.
He's got to be in his 40s.
Yeah.
41.
I saw 24, and I'm like, nope, there's something wrong. My math ain't
they're at the top, right underneath Baltimore.
Okay.
41.
So, yep, 41 and 55 days old from New Jersey.
Good for him. Well, good for the Orioles. They got a little depth, but they need to.
God, I'm like 18 years older than him. Father Time, what am I, an artifact?
And we've got our resident
there we go.
Clemens critic.
Happy Wednesday. Yes, agreed.
Happy Wednesday, Dom.
Happy Wednesday and safe driving there, Dom. All right, so that's pretty much all the news that we got going on with real baseball. But now we're going to get into the controversy. So a couple of weeks ago, I was looking on Twitter and somebody posted a top 100 best active players of MLB. And the source who posted it said that the list actually came from Fangraphs. And the list that I'm actually talking about is this one.
Interns at Fangraphs who just graduated college because they were able to read a book and pass a test.
Someone hacked their account. That's what I'm going with.
So I'm going to blow this up a little bit.
It looks pretty legit, though.
We're going to afford the chat an opportunity to just screen the list.
Just peruse this debauchery.
Yes. Pick your top 3 in the chat that you think should not be on this list.
Oh, top 3.
That's
I took 20 off.
That's what I'm saying. If the chat can pick 3 people on this list that should not be on here. 3 people.
Going nice and slow through the list.
I see somebody at number 12.
I see somebody at number 89.
And not moving them from 50 to 72, just that should not be on this list. This is top 100, including catchers and pitchers.
Yes. Okay, so that's what we're working on. That's what we have working on. So basically, the challenge that we ended up doing, and by we, I'm talking about Mike, Arnie, and I, we decided to come up with our own top 100 list.
Well, not exactly 100. I thought we were going to whittle it down, but
yeah, we're going to whittle.
We didn't get the
memo.
memo.
Up with the top 100, but due to time,
I started and I quit because I'm so disturbed by this whole entire list.
I had to redo it like 7 times.
So
when I did,
we're going to go over just the top 50.
Top 50 batters, and I did top 20 pitchers.
So we're going to go ahead and put Mike's list up first.
All right, here comes the bashing.
Right. So here's what we're going to do. Top 10. This is his top 10. What is the chat's thoughts?
Now, anything that's highlighted in yellow were players that were not on the list. They did not put any relief pitchers on the list or
starters.
Like that. Witt is number one.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the last minute. What did he say? The last
Witt is
what?
number one, and it's not really close.
Okay, so this is Mike's top 10. Now we're gonna move on to Mike's 11
Yeah,
to
Soto
20.
is under Witt. Come on, take a look at Witt's.
So, okay.
And again,
I don't think Soto's going to do very well in that ballpark, that Mets ballpark.
No,
He's not going to be banging them out like he did in Yankee Stadium.
Okay, so Jason thinks Elliott's going to have a down year. Vladdy will have an explosive year. There goes the biasness because it's contract year.
Oh, I thought he said explosiveness.
No, Three Good Nerds. This is what they projected for 2025. The way that I looked at it, I looked at consistency over the past 3 years, players that were hurt and that are coming back. I kind of dropped them a little bit. And the rookies that had a couple of really good years, or the newer players that have really a couple of good years that I think have potential, I bumped them up a little bit. So that's the way I did my list.
Okay, so this is Mike's 11 to 20. Respectable. My opinion, I think Churio is rated a little too high.
Oh, man, look at his stats.
We'll get there. This is your list. I'm not bashing it. I'm just.
Yeah. This is where I wish I could click on and boom, like, hey, go right to the stats for like last year. Go right to Baseball Reference.
And again, these are 2025 projections.
Right. It's just projections.
How they will finish the year.
Yeah, I think so too, Beast. Agreed. That is true.
Dropping Freeman down. Okay.
So now we're going to have 21 to 30 on Mike's list.
And I added 3 players that were not on that original list.
I was just about to say that.
Rooker did not make the list. Alonso did not make the list. And Arise did not make the list.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's take a look at 31 to 40. It's a good I think they fit perfectly in the 30s.
Yeah, you see why like Riley and Olsen are down because of, they had injuries and kind of like a poor year.
Yep. And
I don't know if they've hit their peak or they're on the downside. I don't know.
Okay. So just for the sake of content, one, Trout was not on the list. Obviously, you added him.
Mm-hmm.
Why Trout at 38?
All right. He could have gone up into the 20s if he plays a full year. Mm-hmm. Because this is the problem with Trout. When he's in there, even if you look at the years that he only played like 19, 20, 50 games, he was still, if he played 162 games, he still was pacing in the 40s for home runs, over 100 RBIs, so that's the whole thing. And I don't know what his batting average is going to be. His batting average is going to be lower. He's not going to be a 300 hitter. He might be around 270. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
So it's just that injury. He's been injured the past 5 years.
So now let's just say he had a healthy 2024 season.
Oh,
if the list was to be published while he was healthy, where would he place?
If he had a healthy and what he was on pace for,
yes,
he would probably still be in the top. I would maybe even move him up to the top 10, top 15 at the lowest.
Okay. It's probably going to get to that point, Jason, honestly. If he wants to continue playing and being productive, I mean, just put a bat in his hands and watch him work, really.
Yeah, he's going to have to be a DH.
And this is Mike's 41 to 50. I definitely agree with Corbin being in the tail end. because he had a crappy first season.
You're right. He had a crappy first half of the season, and the second half he had an unbelievable season. So it was like, which Corbin's going to show up?
Correct. And then, I mean, I would say Caminero had a respectable rookie season.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually looking at that right before we went on, and I was like, am I going to drop him? But then who am I going to put on? So I just kind of left them there.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of left because it was like Caminero, Butler, Abrams. You know, I think Abrams is probably going to have a better year than Caminero. I think Butler's going to have a better year than Caminero. But it was just like we were 5 minutes before the podcast, and it's like I just got to throw him in somewhere.
Right. All right. So those are his top 50 non-pitchers. All right. So we're going to go right back up. Here's his pitchers 1 through 10. Now, this is interesting. You've got the Rookie of the Year and a Cy Young Award winner. Okay, so Tariq, he won Cy Young.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Sale was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Skeens won Rookie of the Year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the fact that I like how he added Strider on there too, because Strider should be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Yeah.
And there's always that risk with
you don't know.
Those places. Yeah, and how healthy was not on there, and then Class A, which is what the 1 and 2 closers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
One save difference between the two. So how those guys were not on there, which I'm glad that Mike added those.
Okay. Now,
and I have
why
a different approach to my list.
19?
And Yamamoto was actually on the overall top 100. I think they had him in the 80s, number 89.
Yeah, actually, all right. He's a young kid. It was his first year in the league. He's only 25,
roughly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he handled himself really well. So I think, and didn't they limit his pitch count or his pitching?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, they limited him. I think this year he's going to go full bore, and I think he's actually going to be in that general area.
Do you think they're going to take the chains off of him, knowing that Ohtani may possibly be pitching this season coming up too?
I think they should take the chains off him and keep Ohtani doing what he's doing. And
Ohtani, I wouldn't even pitch Ohtani if you don't. With their lineup that they have right now, with all the players that they have.
I mean, I agree with both of you.
Which is when has Ohtani gotten hurt? When he's pitching.
I agree with both of you. Yeah. Keep him doing what he's good at.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you look at Babe Ruth. He was a phenomenal pitcher, but he was dangerous at the plate.
Exactly.
Take him away from the mound. Keep him at the damn plate. Permanent.
Same argument with hey, you're too valuable to us. You're not getting hurt out there in the outfield. We just need you to stay over here and play DH, or you could play first base if you'd like. Those are your two options, but we're making a decision.
Those are the least.
He would have been in my top 20 to 25, Maddie, but I had to limit it to 20, and I had to throw 5 players on there that weren't even on the list because they didn't even put relievers in there. And I think there's 3 really good relievers that should be on that list, and they're right there.
All right, so
my list is different. I did something a little different. I had to go back and highlight what I have, but it'll be a lot shorter. So what I did was I just went through and took out 11 names. I could have done a little bit more, but these are the names that I thought were just so out of bounds. And I could even have taken Jose Ramirez from 7 and dropped him down to 15 or 20, being a homer. But that's the ones that are like not. Okay, let's move them down 5 or 6 spots, or let's move someone up over here. These are the ones that were like, your top 100 at 34, you should be at like 82, or and some should be completely off this list. But again, this is projections for next year. I have CJ at 34. I would have removed Alejandro Kirk, Betty McLean, Isaac Paredes, Pablo Lopez, Logan Gilbert, Jazz Chisholm at 68. Christopher Sanchez, Joe Ryan, George Kirby, and Jeremy Pena. Those guys, and I'd say probably 75-80% of them would have been removed. And I think Mike added 20 on offense back to his list and removed about 20. So, I'd say I'd remove about 8 of these 11, and then the other 3 I would just move way down. So they were just based on this list only, that were just so to me, like you can easily pull them off and put someone else in their place.
Yeah, because when I first looked at that initial list, the first thing that came to my mind was this guy doesn't watch a lot of baseball.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. I didn't want to go, oh, he shouldn't be on the top 100. Yeah. I said, no, he's a great player. Let's look at someone else first. So I just said, who are the ones that are like, okay, this is way wrong.
Because I mean, you worked off the original list.
I did.
If I'm not mistaken, Ellie is listed as 42 on that list.
42, yeah.
Does he really perform as a player that should be ranked 42?
Well, I guess here's the thing too. We also talked about this list that is very catcher heavy, and they put a lot of importance on the catcher position, meaning you're batting over 200, you're good behind the plate. It's you're going to be on here, on this list. This list is pretty much, I think there's like 7 or 8 catchers on here. So and it's a tough position in the league, and it's a very valued position. So I think whoever did this list, keep in mind, it's also based on future performance. So guys like Joe Ryan that were hurt and, came out as a good rookie, and Logan Gilbert, certain players that played well, but the numbers may not look good. They're basically looking for them to take the next step. And I said, there's other players that have already taken that step and shown consistency, like Mike said, that deserve to be on this list. And some of these guys are just like, you said, was this just to ruffle feathers and get us talking? But
I think so.
Still a good topic. Still fun to look at and see what the chat thinks.
Okay. So far, I like the list, gentlemen. I mean, what does the chat think thus far? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you out there who, if you had an opportunity to come up with your list, a lot of people would come off this top 100 that they put on there, and you would switch them out with who you think should be in there and probably rearrange more than almost half of the current 100.
Mm-hmm. And here's another thing while we're on topic too, I just want to add before we get into, exactly. Let's agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the whole point of this.
That's why we put it out there.
Before Enfuego goes with his, I want to point out that when I look at prospects, because I do enjoy that part, especially someone that loves Bowman, I filter out, and you can filter out of most of these, even on MLB Baseball Reference and all these different sites. You can typically revise it to like sort second base only, shortstop only, and get all your offense versus your pitching. Because a lot of times you look at cards and you go, wow, he was drafted so-and-so. And then you look at the draft and go, wait a minute, there was 12 pitchers taken in the first round. Yeah. So if you take aside pitchers and then you start backing up the numbers, a team's need doesn't mean that they weren't going to take you because you weren't good enough for that pick. That team's need was X. It's just like any other draft for football needing a quarterback. I can't believe they passed on a generational talent. Well, they have 2 quarterbacks. So same thing here. I think you should keep in mind when you're looking at Bowman prospects, don't be turned off by how low or how high somebody was drafted, because that could really skew you and get you down a wrong path for collecting.
Right. Makes perfect sense to me. All right, so appreciate the lists and the feedback based off your list and your support on why you created it the way you did. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and show off my list as soon as I can figure it out. Remove, add back to the stage. All right, so this is my list, and it literally hurt my head putting this together. Now, initially,
I know.
Initially, just through the top 10, I was struggling at the top 2. Okay. And I say that because Judge had more home runs. Judge's numbers were a little more above Ohtani's. But what put Ohtani at number 1 for me was the 50-50 club. Mm-hmm. That's what made it for me. Okay. Because I mean, let's take a look at the numbers, and I like it. Everything is hyperlinked, so it's simple, stupid for all of us. All right, so Ohtani's numbers for last year: 9.2 WAR, 197 hits, 54 home runs. He batted .310, 130 RBIs, 59 stolen bases. OPS through the roof. OPS plus through the roof. His on-base percentage could be a little bit higher, but I'm okay with that. All right. Then we have Aaron Judge. 10.8 WAR, 180 hits, 58 home runs, batted .322, 144 RBIs, only 10 stolen bases. That's okay. I don't find too many 6'7" people stealing bases like Ricky Henderson. 1.159 OPS with a over 200 OPS plus. Okay. Even though he's got these numbers that are a little bit over Ohtani's, Ohtani did something that's never been done. So that was my reason for putting him at number 1. All right. And agreed, Ohtani was more well-rounded. But again, he did something that nobody has done in the history of baseball. All right. Then I went with Soto and then Bobby. That's pretty much a no-brainer. Bobby did his thing. Soto just was 2 steps ahead of him, in my opinion. Then you got Paul Skeens at number 5. Okay. I can't recall when he made his debut, he had a bad game. And what I mean, we'll pull his numbers up. 5.9 WAR. He went 11-3, under 2 ERA. Started 23 games, 133 innings pitched with 170 strikeouts. And that won him Rookie of the Year and first-time All-Star. So, that within itself, definitely top 5. And you got Gunnar J-Ram, one of the most underrated players in the league. Okay. His numbers, I was actually surprised when I looked at him. So 6.8 WAR, 173 hits, 39 home runs, 279 average. His 5'9" ass is stealing 41 bags, 872 OPS with a 143 OPS plus.
And it's every year.
Every year he's in the top 5
every year
conversation.
Those
Yeah.
are his stats.
If we really look at it, he really doesn't have a bad season.
No, and it's
minus when in his 20 season.
Yeah,
and he only played 15 games.
He only played 15 games.
Yeah, exactly. But everything else, even the shortened season, like you said. But look at the
once he got past 2015 was a downer.
Yeah,
and
that was a lot
after
of
that was it.
Yeah, he was back and forth to the minors, I believe, 4 or 5 times from 13 to 15, and then after that.
Top 10 MVP voting 4 years consecutively.
Yep, 4. That's right.
4 years All-Star selection consecutively. Won 2 Silver Sluggers in the last 5 years.
Yeah. And that's and 3 years ago, MVP 4, last year MVP 10, MVP 6, and then go back to that 3 years prior to that in 17-18, he had MVP 3 twice. He was somewhat close to runner-up.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I would not be surprised if once J-Ram officially hangs it up and he's considered for the Hall of Fame, he won't get in first ballot. It won't surprise me.
No, it won't surprise me because he's completely underrated.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so then I got Vladdy, Jordan, and then from 42, I got Ellie at number 10.
Okay.
Definitely the top 10.
Again, this is keep in mind what we think they're going to do in 25.
Right.
Yes. All right. Now 11 to 20, we got Sale, Screwball, and I put Screwball outside the top 10 because he's still young. He's still got a whole lot of potential, and he still has a lot to prove. Okay. Yeah. Maybe he had a good year this year. He may bolo in 25. We don't know. Then we got Mr. Unsigned, Big Meat Pete.
Who wasn't on the list.
Okay.
Ozuna, who wasn't on the list.
I got J-Rod at 18 and not higher because he was hurt. Okay. But before the 24 season kicked off, he was expected to perform at another 30-30 level. Okay. So I have a feeling in 25, he's going to make up for 2024 and then some, hopefully. That's my wish. Trout, who wasn't even on the list. And, let's pull up his stats for a minute.
I mean, he only played a handful of games.
Yeah, he only played 29 games.
And he had 10 home runs.
10 home runs, batting .220, 6 stolen bases, 867 OPS with a 140 OPS plus.
Yeah.
It's insane. I can only imagine if he had a full healthy season.
Yeah, so times that by 5, and he's got 50 home runs.
I mean, if you look at 23, he's only played in 82 games.
Yeah.
22, 119, 36. After the pandemic, we started seeing the decline.
Yeah.
Okay, because before that, his best years was 12 to 16. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played 114 and 17, 140 and 18, but all his meat and potatoes was in the middle of his career.
Yeah, even 19 he won the MVP.
Yeah, and Trout's he's not a spring chicken neither.
No, he's 33.
He's 33.
Yeah.
But he's not performing like your average 33-year-old. So, all right. And then I got Merrill at 20. Young kid, full of potential.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Right? Then I got 21 to 30. I got Lindor, Harper.
Time out. Why do you have Lindor so low?
I have Lindor so low because he was not consistent throughout the second half of the season. You look at it,
he struggled, and then he struggled a lot. And even when he went over to the Mets, though, I guess this goes back to Mike's point where he tried to look at consistency as well. But a lot of people said, "Oh man, look at Lindor." This is from a Cleveland fan that misses Lindor or does not have Lindor. A lot of the Cleveland fans were saying, "Boy, that Lindor, he's struggling," and he did struggle for a lot of time to start.
He struggled in 21, 22. He started to pick it back up.
Yeah, second half, it's like he finally, again, people are saying, "Oh, the media is tougher over there. They're
right.
reporting every day versus like a small market team. There's really not much going on a Tuesday game, and it's different." So he had more pressure and the drama with Pete Alonso. But again, look at him. He turned it around and was had some MVP votes, right? Didn't he have some MVP votes for 24?
He did. He came in second.
Second, okay,
yeah. He came in second in MVP.
And he played consistent the whole entire year. I mean, a great year, 6.9 WAR.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he could have had a shot at the MVP had he turned it up from day one.
Despite the fact that he had a rocky half of a season, he still performed better than his 23 season.
But he was having the rocky half of the season when the Mets were coming back to life. That was the weird thing.
Yeah. Well, the whole team got real hot towards the end there.
Yeah. So, okay, that's probably one controversial placement that I got for him.
Well, I gotta call you out on some. You called me out on some. I gotta find some reasons.
No, all good. Then I got Harper, Freddie,
it.
Seager, Burns, Mookie, Rodon, Turner, Kwan, Riley, and another one who wasn't added.
Yeah, Class A. Yeah.
Okay. Marte, Tucker at 33, Machado 34, Tatis. I felt that it was though I could have dropped him a little bit more because I mean he's not performing like his usual self pre-ringworm. I mean 21 home runs, 276, 833 OPS, 130 OPS plus.
He looks like he missed about a third of the season too.
Yeah, because I mean he's played in. He played in 102 games.
102. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's expected.
Right.
Okay. There you go, Maddie. Shota Imanaga, number 36.
All right, click on him. I want to see why I kept him off the list.
I could tell
you. How many Ks? He had a lot of Ks, didn't he? What was his Ks for the year?
Maddie, I apologize. He should have been on the list.
174.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally missed it. I screwed it up.
No, it's not like you put a bunch of slouches on your list, Mike. It's not like you took some bottom of the barrel pitchers.
It's so tough when you get down to like the last 10 spots.
Right, because your brain is fried. You want to get it done.
Yeah.
But you want to make it you want to have it reflect as much accuracy as possible, in your opinion.
And it was like, I thought I had enough time, but every time I looked at it, I was like, no, I got to move this guy around. I got to move this guy around. I don't know. I did it like 10, 15 times moving guys
But he
around.
does have respectable numbers for a rookie. I mean, he's got a .833 winning percentage, under 3. So kudos to him. He's actually top 100. Then I got Castellanos, Adames, Varsho, and Teoscar. 41.
Did I put Teoscar on my list? I think I might have left him off too.
Probably
and he's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't as consistent this year. Well, before I open my mouth, these are his numbers for 24, 33 home runs.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
He's just really started, like, I'd say, like, maybe the past 4 or 5 years come into his own, because before that,
he actually picked it up from last season.
Yeah.
Because he went from a 258 to a 272.
Yeah, it's really been the last 4 years where he's become more of a dominant player in the league and underrated.
Yeah. So he's on the list, though, at least. Another one who wasn't added to the list, Giancarlo Stanton. Granted, I'm not taking into consideration his postseason performance, but for somebody who played just over 100 games, I mean, how many games he played? He played 114 games after he came back from being hurt. Okay. He ended the regular season with 27 home runs, which is not his usual, despite the fact he's picking it up a little bit from the season prior. You know, his batting average is better than a 191. So, I mean, and Stanton being Stanton, really.
I have to respond to Alan with a big no freaking no.
So that was Stanton. Then I got Raleigh in there. Walker, Contreras, Happ, Bregman, Will Smith, Duran, who was originally at 100.
Yeah, I know, right?
Chat, does this look like rank 100 numbers to you?
No.
I mean, they're not phenomenal, but they're not rank 100 numbers.
Yeah, I put Duran at 26, but I also filtered out my my pitchers from there. So there were probably a few pitchers, so he would have been in the 30s, I would say, mid 30s.
So as of right now, 24 was his best season. Just looking at this.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, he led the league in doubles, led the league in triples.
Yeah, but you saw the signs in 23 that he was gonna break out.
Yeah. You know, he made the All-Star, voted 8th on the MVP list.
Uh-oh. Dom's chiming in.
Yes, Dom.
He's the host. He can say what he wants.
Pretty much. You're lucky I ain't put Clemens on this list. And then I had to put Weaver in there, not because of his postseason again. But I mean, he was 7-3, under 3 ERA, 4 saves, 84 innings pitched, 103 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's a real good strikeout to inning pitch ratio.
You know, I mean,
yeah,
I think he actually broke out in the postseason when he was pitching night after night after night, 2-3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even take that into consideration. So that's my 50. And real quick, 50 through 100, I got Valdez, Altuve. The rookie of the year wasn't even on the list.
No. And I didn't even put him on my list.
Then you got Brent Rooker, CJ Abrams, Riley, Suzuki, O'Neill, Blanco, and Cole. Another one not on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Arias, Harris, Snell, Rushman, Pena. I think Pena should be lower because he fell off.
Yeah.
Mullins, Bo Bichette, Volpe, and I'm giving too much credit to Volpe. Casas and Verdugo, another one. Carroll, Mountcastle, Glaber. He should just come off the list. But overall, this is what I have based off my opinion and my research, and everybody from here down was on the original list. I did not bother to add them.
Can't believe Jose Abreu is on the original list. He's in the minors, for God's sakes.
I mean, let's see what he's done in 24. Negative 1.7, 113 at-bats with 14 hits, 2 home runs. And what number was Abreu? Asking for a friend.
Was he on the list?
He had to be.
Oh, you put him off the list. I don't recall him being on the list, actually.
Could have sworn he was on the list. Okay, I must be smoking something then. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Anyway,
I know what you did. You put the 2024 the 2004 list up, and it was Bobby Abreu on there. That's what it was.
Probably.
You pulled it off. Okay.
All right. So Manoah not on the list. Montgomery, decent pitcher, didn't deserve to be on there. Kurt, nowhere near the list. Don't touch it.
And you didn't put Crochet did not make the. Did I put Crochet on my list? Yeah, I did put Crochet on my list at number 6 for pitchers.
You did.
Yeah.
But I mean, why did I not put him on the list?
I don't know. This is
the thing. He's 6 and 12.
Well, yeah, that was with the White Sox. Now he's going to be with the rest. He's going to be with the team. But if you look at his inning pitch and strikeouts and his whip, that's that's what you're looking at for a pitcher. Your innings pitch and strikeouts. He's getting like almost 1.4 strikeouts per inning. That's huge. And now you're actually going to have a team behind him.
But it would look better if your win to loss ratio was flipped.
He was on the worst team in the league.
Trout's on the worst team of the league, and he still puts up monster numbers.
It's different. They're not hitting for it. Trout's a hitter. That's all he has to do is hit. He's got to pitch, and the team's got to hit for him. And that didn't happen.
Crochet only pitches 1 out of every 5 days.
That's true. And they got what 10%? No, not even 10. They got more than 10% of their wins.
I mean, it's. He's got a quarter. He's at half evil with his winning percentage.
Correct.
Okay. He did make the All-Star list, so kudos to that.
I would actually just for shits and giggles, not now, but actually take a look at Garrett Crochet's starts and see how many runs the White Sox scored for him in those losses.
He puts up. He's allowed 58 runs with the White Sox. He's allowed 18 home runs.
Okay.
He's walked 33 batters. Okay, and he's allowed 123 hits.
All right, so 123 hits in 146 innings is not bad. But they probably had players on base. Bing, there goes a home run. But right. I mean, I always judge a pitcher by innings and strikeouts. 146 innings, 209 strikeouts. He's doing his job.
So for improvement.
It's not like Steve Carlton back in 72 where the Phillies finished 54 and whatever, and Steve Carlton had 27 wins for the Phillies.
All right, so for the most part, those are everybody's lists. Now, if you take the 3 lists that we all came up with compared to that caca that Fangraphs produced, what is everybody's opinion?
Well, Fangraphs was caca, that's for sure. I think they put that out as clickbait so people like us could take a look at it and do a podcast show on it. Mm-hmm. I honestly think that's what happened.
Maybe in the chat, what is one player that you think should be in the? I'll tell you this: one player that you PC or not PC, but your home team that you root for in the chat. One player that should be on the list, and then where would you have him in the top 100? Just throw out a number. Let's say you're an Angels fan. Okay, I think Mike Trout should be at 30. Pick one player and where do you think they should be on the top 100. That's pretty easy. Whatever team it doesn't PC team, just who's your home team you root for in baseball. Pick one player on that team, and then where you think they should be in the top 100.
Well, for me, that's easy. I mean, we've already got Harper and Turner on there, and Wheeler's on there. My next pick would have been Aaron Nola in the top 100 because he's been consistent through his entire career.
Well, not even. I mean, it could be a guy that's already on the list. But I would just say for the chat, like, where do you think that player should be, and what's the player's name? And for me, it's Jose Ramirez, and I would have him. I think they have him at 7, or no, they had him at 7.
I think we both had him at 7.
That's where the
list was. Is saying Semien should be somewhere between 30 and 50.
Did I have Semien on my list? I don't even. I'm looking. I don't think I had him on my list. He was another one. I
think I had him on my list, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm just curious where people rank their favorite player on the team that they root for in the top 100 without even looking at a list. Just say, okay, I know I watch baseball, I collect cards. Jose Ramirez is my guy on the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 12. Okay, I'm gonna throw out a number like 12. So okay. Mike would probably say Harper, and then he'd probably say somewhere in the top, whatever it is.
Right.
I just think that's something off the top of the head we can.
I think I have Harper ranked as number 14 in the top 100 position players, and I think that's probably where he should be.
Yeah, not bad. Okay. How about you, Enfuego? Are you going? Well, you can't go Soto anymore because he's not on the team. So I assume you're going with Aaron Judge, and number 2.
Well, for somebody, you said somebody that I collect.
No, your home team that you root for.
From my home team,
the team you root for.
I would have to put, as with what I'm working with right now, Judge would sit in either the 1 or 2 spot.
Okay, Gotcha. I like that.
Okay,
yeah, I just think that would be easy without taking much thought. Right off the top of your head.
Did not have that 50-50 season, Judge will be my number 1.
Yeah, with him just being a DH and not being on the field or pitching.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, Luis Robert was not on anyone's list. Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah, when healthy, man, he's great. I wish the Indians could get him.
If he went to another team before we made this list, any other team, he would have probably made it.
Did Glaber make your list, Mike?
No, but I think he made yours.
Yeah, he did make mine, and I think I put him a little too high too. Hold on, let me check my 50s and 60s.
Yeah, I didn't.
Glaber
make my list.
I had him have a great year, man. Sometimes a new change of scenery. There's no pressure. The camera's off him. The media is going to be off of him. The constant attention to be the top of the top at your position, which is fine to get the best out of your players. But let's be real. A lot of that stuff from New York, sometimes people aren't built for that, and they just play better in a very lax situation.
And this is why I have him at 73. He had a down year, his worst year.
Yeah. Well, after the 22 season, I think that's when he took a turn where like, oh, Glaber's back.
Uh-huh.
And everyone collected his stuff. What is it? 18 was his rookie year. He had that big year as a rookie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, 24 homers in 123 games. Yeah.
But his best batting average for a season was 278. So
yeah, listen,
it's
though,
not like
he doesn't need to hit that. He just needs to play a little bit more consistent, and I think he's going to be in the league for a long time. He's been healthy.
No, he'll be in the league a long time for what he does. Yeah,
he's definitely serviceable. He's above that. I mean, any team would love to have those numbers at that position because there's not a lot of power around the league in that spot.
I'm looking for his fielding.
Yeah, Adam, I didn't do a top 100. I did a top 50 players and a top 20 pitchers.
He led the league in errors.
Yeah. Well, again, maybe the change of scenery can help him out a little bit.
That's a possibility, Nikki, because Quan came out of left field and just started.
Did you have Quan on your list?
I did have him on my list.
I had him at 33.
I had Quan. I think I gave him too much credit too.
Easy, fellas. Easy now.
I had him at 29.
There we go. That's not bad. I mean, now I probably have him a little bit lower.
Okay.
But yeah, he's deserving of a top 50 spot for sure. I mean, he's great on defense. He's got the most putouts in the American League from left field. The most. So factoring other players that don't do anything on defense, and he can hit the ball. You know, he did get injured. Keep in mind those numbers. He did have some injury time twice this year in 24. Would his numbers been a little bit better? Yeah. Or they could have been a little bit worse, but the injuries did set him back a little bit, and he still had a great year.
Yeah, but he did worse on putouts this season than last. He had 344 last year.
Yeah. Well, the injury time.
He played more.
He played more games. Yeah, 114 versus 153, I believe. Yeah.
But if you look at the assists in less games, he had 9 assists.
Percent-wise, percentage-wise.
What is this? Double plays turn 3.
Nice.
From the outfield, led the league. Yeah, all the bold there is all league leading, and he's still young and he's getting better. I mean,
he's only
won a Golden Glove. Holy cow!
Oh yeah. He won the ESPN Catch of the Year in 23. That's on that card for 20. His cup card is the Catch of the Year card that he won the award for. He dove into left field. Yeah, so he's solid, man. Look at that. Look at those numbers: 5.3 WAR, 4 and 3.6.
Yeah, I mean,
for a guy that was that doesn't even have a Bowman card, he was an afterthought.
Yeah, I mean, he did have a pretty decent season. 4 WAR, 140 hits. Just under 300.
And he's never known for power. Anything over 8 home runs for him is great. Keep in mind with the injuries.
You don't need that with an outfielder. You need an outfielder with defense.
Yeah, we don't need him.
I mean, season 6, then 5, and then he just came out of left field with 14.
Yeah. How many games played? 120. Yeah, so he missed a considerable amount, 36 games.
Yeah, he missed 40 games last season.
Yeah. Well,
Gradeworthy likes Colt Keith. I think he'll have a good year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So. And I think you could do another list too, guys, and chat with second year players. Who do you think will make the turn and an upward trajectory like Colt Keith and obviously Jackson Merrill and those guys, and who are some guys that, because keep in mind, outside of the Big Ten names, all these guys are cheap. Yeah, Merrill's going to cost you some money right now. But if you start looking at some of these other guys, you could buy Luis Robert cheap. And I know he's got a lot of cards, and I'm not saying go out and buy 50 base PSA 10s, but you want to get an autograph that was $500 to $800 3 years ago, you could maybe get that card for $100 now.
Get a PSA 10 for $6 with shipping. I did.
Yeah, and that too. But I think there's a lot of ways to collect, to turn this into, okay, I've collected the guys on my team. I want to start collecting some newer guys. Who do you go with?
So,
all right, let's see.
I don't know if we touched up on this last week when you was away, Mike, and Arnie, you could probably remind me. I don't know.
I was here last week.
In my community tab, okay, I had posted a question. This was actually 3 weeks ago. So for the upcoming episode, we wanted to hear from the chat what type of topics they wanted to discuss in the next episode. And I got one reply, and that comes from our resident Jedi Master.
All right.
And basically, his question was discussing the minor league players that are traded and their cards. Do they take a decline if traded to a Colorado, or an increase if traded to a pedigree organization? And he gives an example. Does Cam Smith's card stay strong when he goes to Houston, or especially if Bregman signs back with Houston for 6 to 7 years?
Wow.
Yeah, I think you can look at a lot of people on everyone's home team and probably grab 1 or 2 guys that are like, I mean, it's different from collecting because I look at it differently with the Indians. I don't care where they go, and I don't care who comes there. I just want the cards in the Indians uniform, and then I'll collect the rookies. I think we talked about how I collect my Indians. I will go for the rookie cards. I don't want a 7th-year card of the 3rd team he's been on, but I want all the ones in the Indians uniform. So, I think
you only have to give me one thumb down there, Dom. I put Witt above Soto and Soto just above Lindor. So
Adam, I think we did talk about that towards the end of the show too.
Yeah, we did.
The hobby goals and stuff. Nothing specific, but I will suggest to the people listening, reevaluate your collection every 30 days. As a little reset. It helps you stay focused. It helps you stop starting 10 different sets or different things. And then by the middle of the season, you're all over the place and you've spent money in spots where you kind of regret, not with cards you pulled or whatever it is, but just in general, like the way you're trying to build your collection and then make time for getting rid of stuff that you're not emotionally attached to, like for your PC, stuff that you can live without, because there's so many people that don't have money in the hobby but want to be active, and trading is my number one thing that I want to keep pushing for this coming year. So try to make some trades with people, get rid of the cards that you pull that are like, wow, great card, but I don't care about X player. I got this in a break after I never pulled a Soto in my life. I ended up getting 2. Casey Card Connection pulled me 1. Then I got this one jersey numbered on card 22 of 25. Yeah, he's in the Yankees uniform, but I have no emotional attachment. I will trade this in 5 seconds. So this is something I got in the mail today, and it's on my list of like trade bait. Like, this is a good card.
And from our resident Soto collector.
Yeah, exactly. But I know it's the Yankees, but again, even if it wasn't jersey numbered, it's a cool card. It's a cheaper auto that you can get without spending hundreds of dollars and get yourself a nice Soto. But I think that's the way to go. For me, I'm going to dedicate more time to going through my collection and reaching out to different people that have Indians cards or whatever I'm looking for.
Agreed.
How about you guys?
What were your goals for the new year, Mike, besides cherry picking?
Cherry picking, yeah, absolutely. I've been coming across some very good slabs at very low prices on eBay, and I think I'm going to start to shift it towards maybe finding some Gavin Lux PSA slabs that I can swallow up for like under $8 with shipping.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at right now. I did pick up a couple of Luis Roberts. I picked up a PSA 10 Chrome for $8.99.
Great deal.
I picked up a pink parallel Topps Chrome. It was a PSA 9, and I got that for $7.99 with shipping. I got a Jesus Luzardo, who just got traded to the Phillies, for a PSA 10 for $1 and $2.99 shipping. So look for the deals. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
You can't ship that card for $2.99. Even if you do 1,000 packages a month, you're not getting it down to $2.99. They lost money on that period.
He shipped it for $2.99. I was like, okay, good deal. So that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of like cherry picking PSA 10 slabs off of eBay. And hopefully, like Luzardo, if he does well with the Phillies, what do I do? Do I keep it? Do I flip it? No, I bought 2 of them. So I'll keep one. I'll flip one. The other thing I'm doing is I got my whole collection. I was off the entire week, and I got my entire collection figured out what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to collect and put in binders all of the Phillies flagship. I'm going to start with 1970, work my way up to 2025. I'm just doing the flagship, getting them in binders for now. That's my project for this year. And I realized that I already have about 15 sets complete. So I'm happy with that. And every week I'm going to take a look on eBay and pick a year and then go for the cards to try to complete that set. Okay. But when I get to the, in the 70s and stuff like that, when I start hitting the Mike Schmidt rookie cards and they're going for like $70, $80 a piece, I'm going to have to maybe just go down and get one that's really beat up for 30 just so I can have it and then upgrade later.
Okay. So
nice, Mike. I like that. I like that strategy.
Blizzard just makes it a full season with the Phillies and he moves on. Is he still going to remain in your collection?
I think if he plays good, they're going to sign. They're going to offer him some money.
I think they're going to.
With help.
I think they're going to offer him some money because there's another pitcher. I think it's Suarez, who's at the end of his deal this year.
You talking about Ranger Suarez?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're kind of playing like, okay, well, what if Suarez has a bad year and it's the end of his contract? It's like, boom, we don't have to sign him. We can keep Luzardo if Luzardo has a good year. I don't know what the Phillies are doing. They still have to address a problem and they're not addressing it yet. So I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff about the outfield and all that. I mean, and signing Max Kepler, that's not the cure. That's a patch,
But the value is there. It's not like they had to, overpay to fill a position need, which is what a lot of teams are doing right now. They're you're looking at these deals going, wait, how much? Where?
Yeah, because right
How
now
many
we have
years?
4 outfielders. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that signing Kepler did was take away time from Marsh. And I hope they don't keep Marsh. Well, he's only going to pitch. He's only going to bat against right-handers, and he can't hit lefties. I hope it's not that kind of deal, because I don't know if Kepler's a righty, a lefty, or a switch hitter. So they might be doing a platoon system there, but then, that kind of ties up an entire spot on the roster.
Right.
With two players.
Well, I've been going through my collection. I took Arnie's advice, and at one point I did a little impulse type proposition with Arnie.
Yeah, which I thought tied into this. I don't know if it was impulse, but I like it. I mean, not that it's bad. It's just I think it's good to throw feelers out there.
The method behind my madness was I've noticed myself putting a lot more effort into beefing up my Julio and Alex Rodriguez collections, and I haven't been paying enough time and effort into my Jason Dominguez collection. So I proposed to Arnie that I'm willing to trade off all my slabs of Jason Dominguez for whatever remaining Julio Rodriguez slabs he has, or any cards that he has that I don't.
Yeah. And I think that's no different than any other deal. If Mike sent me something, or Sean, or anyone in the chat sends something to each other, get yourself a quick list. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy, just an Excel sheet. I'm not good with computers, but they're simple to use. Just start typing and make a list. You can even handwrite it and take a picture and email it to somebody. But send that list to all of the people in the hobby, because there's something on that list that somebody wants. And especially someone like me that lately I've been sending out my set build list, where we all open the same stuff in 24. We all open the same stuff in 23.
Right.
I know it may take a little bit of your time, but if you're a little bit more organized, you could pull out a stack of cards and say, hey, Arnie, I got 100 cards on your massive list for all your set builds. What do you got for it? I'm willing to trade a slab card or whatever it is, as long as I get what I want and as long as you get what you want. So I think that's the key here is don't be afraid to send, even if it's a crazy offer, at least see where you stand. Hey, I got these cards. Would you do this for it?
I mean,
worst you could say is no. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, set building is a team sport, the nerds say. I agree.
It may seem time consuming also for those of you who don't like doing the whole Excel document or writing it on an Etch-a-Sketch. Jump on one of these sites that they have, jump on, like with me, I went ahead and used Card Ladder. Okay. I've got all 3 of my PCs in here. So this is my Jason Dominguez. I got a total of 21 slabs in here, and you can see if I want to go to my Alex or I do my Julio, and you can see exactly what you have. If you got doubles, okay, pluck one out, trade bait.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could share this list with just one link in a text or a email, and it's all done for you.
10 different collections on Card Ladder, and all it takes is just one link, and you can see all 10 collections.
Yep. So if you have too much, you can actually categorize by decade. With vintage, you can do 60s, 50s, 40s, 70s,
Correct.
80s, so forth, or however you want to do it. It's just an easier way to share some cards. And you can even only put stuff that's available on here. Keep your stuff private. Some people don't want to share their collection. I'm just collecting anything I can get a hold of. There's nothing wrong with that.
Grade worthy is looking for 22 heritage.
Yeah, grade worthy. Man, I've got all that stuff. Send me a list. I'll share mine with you. And those are the lists that I've got bulk. And here's another thing too. A lot of times people are opening up stuff in breaks. They're like, I just keep the base.
Yeah.
Throw it in the box. Oh, this person wants a stack of cards. No problem. We'll give them some extra base. But if you get close and you have a list, it is a lot easier for people to grab, versus, hey, send me a box and I'll see what I need. Or, hey, how much do you want for that stack?
I wish we could do something on Trading Card Database, because they've got a great base where we could actually break it down and pull it into like a sheet for us, or just our group.
Yeah, you could, but even if you just did a single Excel or a Google shareable sheet, that just has 2023 Top Series 1.
Right.
Hey, what does everybody need? But I think having a master list, and again, it's nothing fancy what I have. It's just simply, here's my list right here.
Yeah.
And I just put a quick, there's my 24 lunar base refractors, 150 card set. And then right here, Stadium Club, I just need 1 card. Stadium Club Power Pack insert, 4 cards. That's all the inserts. And I just have this broken down simply and I separate by year.
That's pretty
So
much
the black
how I
line will
do it.
have the year, and I just send this to everybody. And I just ask that, hey, before you send me the cards or we make a deal, let's connect like the day before, because my list may change.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Xavier wants to know who the big rookies in 2025 will be. It's going to be slim at best. It's
James Wood,
Skeens Wood.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to be
Dylan
tough
Cruz. Dylan Cruz should be in Series 1 or Series 2, maybe. But yeah, Dylan Cruz, James Wood. We'll see when the checklist comes out. But a lot of channels will do reviews on rookies, so you can maybe scour through YouTube and find guys that just do the rookie card checklist and kind of see what's ahead. But while this new stuff comes out, my suggestion to anybody listening would be start targeting the guys in 24 that may be too expensive right now. So when 25 comes out, go back a year. There's plenty of it. Just try to be selective.
Yeah.
So Logan's saying Cruz, Mayo, and Sasky. Yeah.
Okay.
That's about right. I mean, in 2025, the grand picture, yeah. Series 1, I think they have to put Cruz in there, don't you think?
I don't foresee Sasaki making Series 1.
No, I think he'll probably be update.
Yeah, I think he'll be update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayo will probably be Series 2. They're going to need somebody to carry that product.
Dylan Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. And then I think, and it goes back to what you said, Mike, it's more than likely going to be a weak Series 1, which justifies the adding of Barry Bonds autos.
Right. Yeah. That was the first thing that's the first thing I thought of when you said Barry Bonds is going to be in there. I was like, oh yeah, they're going to have a weak checklist.
Right, because you didn't see it in 2011 during Mike Trout. You didn't see it in 18 with Acuna. You didn't see it in 19 with Ohtani.
No.
I would still be cautious
22,
though.
you didn't see it with J-Rod or Bobby Witt.
No.
I would still be cautious with that being the draw. If that's the draw for you.
Oh, great. I would totally be cautious.
I'd be cautious with buying an overabundance of it. Just buy what you can afford, whatever that may be. Let's leave it at that. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's not always
don't
the
go
case
crazy. Just don't go crazy,
Alan. Because when we was looking at because right now, in my opinion, 22 update is still somewhat pricey.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it is. But here's the thing: if that product continues, meaning Ramos that just got a lot of playing time, made his first All-Star, Kwan's having a good season, multiple years in a row, and then you have J-Rod taking another turn for the better, starts off the season hot, like for the first time in 25 instead of a slower start. Okay, there's another spark. And we look back at all these products, even before Ohtani, it took one player before Soto. It was Acuna to run 18 update. It takes one player to take a box of hobby and fuel it. So when you got guys like Kwan, Ramos, Witt, and Julio, and then some of the other second tier, which are really close, like is Bryson Stott in update series? So update. Yeah. So again, we can go on with a top 10. There's a lot of guys that are young there that are playing good, and man, it just takes one player. So yeah, that is a good point, Alan. We can look back at many years, but like you said, 22 update, I don't see it going down anytime soon with a Bobby Witt and a Julio running the show right now. And we've seen what it does with one player. Now, if we have 3 or 4, maybe even 5 in years to come, that could be a really good stash of a product.
Because look at 2011 during Trout's rookie card. Despite the fact that his rookie card is dropping in value, that product is still expensive.
Oh, it's very expensive. Yeah. With the potentials of getting the parallels of those guys. There's still clears that are out there that are tough to hit. The golds are even, 2x to 5x, depending on the player from a simple base card.
Yeah. So. This is the thing. And Shannon's saying it. A lot of people are saying it. And I started doing it about 2 years ago, like 2022, when they were just really starting to overpopulate everything with the production and all that stuff. In 2020, before the pandemic, you could get a hobby box of Series 1 for $49, right? Mm-hmm. And then the prices started going up, and I still kept buying. And in 2022, I said, nope, that's it. I'm done. Because I've got all these base cards laying around my house. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with them. So I started doing team sets and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm only going to buy into breaks. So I only bought into breaks. 2023, I bought a little bit of product. 2024, I bought no hobby product for myself at all. I said, beginning of the year, I'm not buying anything, and I didn't buy anything.
And again, that's your collecting style. You know, that's great. That's the thing. You got to reevaluate this monthly versus every year, because you find yourself down these little rabbit holes where you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So what it is, the hobby is dictating what the collectors do. The collectors are always going to be there. The collectors are going to collect. We have to adjust to the hobby. We can't. Yeah. We're not going to get a hobby box for $49.
And we finally saw that with Bowman Draft being $500. It's too much.
Yeah. Right.
And even if the checklist was better, it's still too much.
We boycotted it. So we're not going to do it. You know?
Well, it kind of goes back to that. It goes back to that interview that Card Collector 2 had with Nat Turner.
Oh, yeah.
No, Michael Mahan.
Right.
Apparently all the products are designed specifically based off of the finances. So in their minds, flagship is for little Timmy. And then anything above flagship, and I won't go that high, we'll go Cosmic Chrome. Those are for deeper pockets.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone.
That's like $450 about $450 a box.
Yeah. Here's the problem that they don't understand. When you have the key cards, the Cosmic is not at the top of the list.
No. Luminaries
is not at the top of the list. Transcendence not at the top. None of those are. It's the stuff that's been around, the staples in the hobby, that the people that have money today, that mid 20s to mid 50s, that range of people that have disposable income, whether it be X per month or this per month, those are the people that are buying this product. You know, when we hear, oh, it's too expensive for the kids. And what the hell did Timmy ever do? Yeah, well, we use a little. Mike always uses Timmy, boy. I'll tell you what, poor Timmy. You don't know how bad he has it over here. But it's funny to hear the term of, well, oh, great, I bet a breaker got it, or I bet this got it, or that got it. And then I always think of myself, that's like a $500 box. What kid is buying that box anyway?
Well,
did you have $500 at that age, even with inflation? No, you never did. We never had that. Our parents were smarter.
Like this, Arnie. How many videos do you see on YouTube with all these so-called influencers with their thumbnails? I spend X amount of dollars at a card show. Now these are somewhat young adults, folks our age. Okay, what do you think little Timmy and his crew are doing? They're walking around with Zion cases that are like $100, $150 by itself.
Sure.
Then they got all their slabs in bumpers, penny sleeves, Ziploc bags, bubble wrap,
whatever it may be. They've got that. Here's what I always say to that. I think we didn't have that growing up,
right?
And even because I had a kid across the street, like I told you, he had every Conseco, every Mark McGuire, they had it all the cards that we wanted. They had all the good stuff. When they got their Christmas, it was like, wow, they had all these cards. The mom went to the card shop and bought all this nice stuff, meaning cards and top loaders and everything, where I was happy to get a few packs in my stock. Like, you know, it wasn't a thing. It was, okay, you're playing with these toys, or you need clothes, or you need this toy or that toy. Cards were kind of like, it was way down on the list. It wasn't a priority, maybe for birthdays because it was more personal. But when you're shopping with the family and you have siblings that need to get Christmas presents as well, it's more general stuff, I thought. At least for me, it was growing up. But now that the money, we're talking about a $500 box versus a $7 box.
Yeah.
Now with inflation, that same $7 box in 1989 is not $500 comparable today. No. It's just not. So when I hear the term, like they're making these products, like you said, for the not status, but the your level of disposable income, your affordability.
Right.
To me, if I had $1,000, I'm going after a big Mike Trout, and let's say it's whatever the price point is. I'm going after the cognac. I'm going after the diamond anniversary. I'm going after the black gold or the black this or the whatever the flagship staples that have been around for decades, 50 years, 30 years. You know, I'm going after those. Those other ones are so far down on my list. And I go to shows. I look at stuff. I don't see people just like, oh, where's the Transcendent case? I got to go find this, you know, 4th year, 1 of 5. It's got an awesome patch for $1,400. I don't see that. For the person buying that big card, to me, they're going after the top rookie. Here's a card that I just got not too long ago, and it's a PSA 10, and it's really tough to get because it's true black.
Hard to gem.
Yeah, it's black on 70% of the back, and then 100% on this. I've got this in a 9. I've got a raw set as well. But it just so happened I got this package with another deal, and the cards were priced right. I didn't need the other card, so I could potentially sell it, but it allowed me to get this card cheaper. Now, for the money, there's 1,000 Jeter cards I could buy. I'm going after this because it's one of the tougher ones to gem.
Yeah.
And it was an upgrade for me, so I could sell my 9 and then increase my collection with having another 10 in it. But that's also a box that I bought when I was a kid. And no one knew no one cared about Derek Jeter. He was a common card in 93. 96, different story. That's his other set of rookies where he actually started playing. But his pre-rookie cards in 93, no kid that I hung out with knew about Derek Jeter. And I bet the kids in New York didn't even know in 93 who he was because nobody did.
I know who the hell he was.
No one did, right. And plus, getting sent back down, and it's like the guy didn't play good. But again, I just don't see the people spending that kind of money with that question.
So
I don't see it. I guess I just don't know anybody that buys that stuff. That's
so.
Probably
Have you thought about this? Okay, and I'm gonna exclude Mike out of this equation because he's already lived it. You being in your 40s, okay?
Oh God! I wish I could go back.
You're basically having a preferred Pokemon moment. You're trying to grab up everything that you can that you enjoy.
Sure.
What is your habits going to look like once you have in your mind everything that you have and fast forward 20 years, 25 years? Are you going to start looking at that 2024 Transcendent that was $25K back then? And now, and in 20 years, you know, a single that you're looking for of J-Ram could probably be like maybe $500.
Yeah, I'm going for what I like, and I think that's the these labels that we're putting on these products. I think are what's concerning, not concerning to me, but it's a problem.
And I was like these new products is just the flavor of the week,
right? And I think we talked about that. Go after those 2024 products in the next 3 months. Once Flagship Series 1 comes out, start targeting the other stuff that you were on the fence about.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a better deal. Let these other people buy this stuff and pump up a Paul Skeens. Guess what? Once Paul Skeens starts playing, if he comes out and he goes 4 for 4 and he's 500 as a pitcher right now, and it's 2025 midseason, and he's 6-6 on his last 12 starts, whatever it is. Guess what? You should have enough money if you believed in him with the hype. I find a lot of people running away with the crowds instead of saying, wait a minute, I'm a believer in this guy. I bought him at the hype. I collected him and I bought expensive boxes to pull his cards and kept his cards instead of selling them at the hype. Now he's down.
Yeah.
It's like the stock tips. When a stock goes down and you believed in it, what do? No, you buy more. You have more money, you buy more because it's down and you're still a believer. And then you see the gain later. I think we lose sight of that. We just follow the herd and go, well, wait a minute.
Exactly.
He's out.
I'm almost guaranteed if Topps came up with a new product called 2025 Topps Hello Kitty Titty Sprinkles, people are gonna flock right to it.
Right, because like you said, it's the new flavor of the month. I just think that when you're buying those expensive products, keep in mind the higher it goes, the higher the profit margin.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these people that are pushing that product, and again, it's business. I understand it.
The marketing scheme behind it.
Yeah, there's a bigger. Sometimes there's a less of a margin, but there's more profit, right? Even if it's 3% on this product, but it's 10% on that one. Well, 10% on $100 product is only $10. Now you have $1,000 product at 3%. Okay, you're still making more money. Now it's $30 versus $10. So your margins are smaller, but your profit's higher. I think that's what a lot of these people are geared towards. And that's why everyone said, oh, base cards are garbage. Well, wait a minute. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, base cards were fine and you guys were making a lot of money. Then these auction houses started saying, wait a minute, there's no money in these. We can't sell these on our site. We need the big ticket items, the golds, the one of ones, the 1 to 5s.
A lot of the incentives that we've seen these past couple of years since Fanatics has taken over have been geared more towards the higher end product.
Mm-hmm. You know, and that's fine.
Even with
leave it alone.
Allen and Ginter is not really considered high end, but there were incentives out there. You know, you pull a certain card out there that is signed or whatnot, you get this, or you know, like with the whole Kevin Hart thing.
Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with added incentives, but don't change the product and don't change the price point. Because if you're going to stick with what you just said, which is comfortable for me hearing that part of the interview where, okay, you're not going to mess with this. But we understand that things go up. Okay, the box was $125, now it's $129. That's business. That's cost of living. That's expenses. That's inflation. That's everything. We understand things cost more as time goes on.
Right.
But you can't compare these boxes like $5,000, $4,000, $8,000. I don't even know who's in that conversation. I'm not knocking anybody in the chat or myself or you guys. I don't know anybody.
No.
Who's buying that stuff?
Like, I mean, I thought when they first came out with the retro fractors, frozen fractors, taco fractors, fractors.
That's when I'd step up and said, I don't like this because you're taking the premium super fractor, the chrome super fractor 1 of 1 that has been the staple for decades. You are taking that and watering it down with that retro fractor, or the zero fractor, negative fractor. And I'm glad that those flopped, because if you have the 1 of 1 super and you have a -1, -2, negative up to 5 of Jackson Holiday, 100% of the time, I know that's I shouldn't be saying and talking like that, but I'm confident in saying this.
Right.
Everybody's going to take the super 1 of 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants that. What is that? They're like, what do you mean?
Those other those other cards that are not desired are incentivized, like with a bounty.
The bounty. And here's another thing too. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of the fold out sheet. It's online. It's somewhere, but it's the breakdown on the buybacks. Tops, please. Somebody send a message to Tops. Nobody's turning in a out of 5 of a good player on an MVP season for $200 in buyback. Stop it. You need to make that 1,000. There's only one player and there's 5 cards. You can't squeak out 5 extra grand for those 5 cards for each player. That's $10,000. You can't squeeze that. Nobody's giving you that card.
They don't want to run the risk and duplicating 1 of 1s and having to buy them all back.
Yeah.
They send in 15 at the end of the year. People start sending in like 15 3 of 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, I just don't think it. When you look at that sheet, it's like image variations and all the oranges. Right. Nobody's turning that in for $200. I sold my Ohtani that I got for like 400.
With the retro fractors, the Babe Ruth, the Pete Rose, and all those guys, if they had something like that back then, and it was just basically, evolved, I can understand that.
Well, they did way back in the pre-war era. They had the I don't know, Starps, I think it is. I think I'm saying that right. Our ice cream from the early 1900s.
Right, like the Yuengling's ice cream.
You turn that stuff in, and you turn in the cards, and you actually would get stuff back.
Collect the set, you get a gallon of ice cream.
Get a pint or a quart or whatever it was. Yeah,
depending on the player. Yeah,
depending on the player. Yeah. So I think I don't mind when let's back up a few minutes. I don't mind the extra bonuses. Okay, we're adding this because we have to increase the print run, so we have to add more hits, that's the way this goes. You're either in it or you're out, whether you complain or not. That's the way it is. You increase the production run, you have to add another color to the wave, or now it's a lava, now it's a ray wave. So
I don't even want to talk about print runs. Wow.
But that's what they have to do. They have to add another parallel, because otherwise you're just opening base cards again. It's just more base.
As much as I love the Platinum Anniversary sets, this last one, they had like 5 different versions of an orange refractor.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember too, there's the retail version, which is what they were giving us with Topps 24 Chrome this year, which is the Ray Wave. The Ray Wave is only in the retail. You get the true orange in the hobby. But again, no one's turning that card in of Ohtani. Delo Sports pulled me one out of a break. I got $380 for it. Why am I turning that in for $200 and buyback money that I have to go and then spend at a retailer that has not inflated prices, but a margin to make money off of me now.
Inflated
So
prices.
I turn around and sell that card. So I think that Topps needs to do a better job with the breakdown. Keep it at the whatever 20 and $40. I get that, but add a couple extra columns so that we can potentially turn those cards in.
Right.
Or leave it as is and just sell it on eBay and then go that route. Who knows?
Or if I was to ever rip into a Bowman product and pull that Bowman first of a Babe Ruth, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and everybody feels different about every player.
I care less about an incentive or anything like that. I mean, if it was somebody that, he's on my, if they had a bounty for a Judge, okay, I don't collect Judge, but I'm a Yankee fan. Would I consider it? Depending on what the incentive is, or if there is a significant bounty, maybe.
What are you and Mike doing if you pull the card that's somebody from my team? Let's say it's Cy Young.
So let's just.
What are you doing with that? And there's a bounty.
If I had if I rip into a product right now and I pulled a superfractor of a Jose Ramirez, before I do anything with it, I'm picking up my phone. I'm texting.
Exactly. How much is it worth to you? What can we deal? Let's do some deals. But that's the whole thing of networking. We have to find out what everybody collects because we eliminate the buying the cards for 99 cents. I know it's 99 cents, but it was free shipping. Yeah, but here's the thing. You can get so many cards for 99 cents. I'd love for people to hand me $1 a card for base cards and commons for their sets, but I won't charge you that. But then you're paying the tax. You buy cards for 12 months, see how much you pay just in taxes. And that shipping is not free. It's built into the price of the card. So when you do a deal with someone like me or Mike or anyone else that has bulk or even a higher end card or a slab card, you save all that money. And if we do this once a week or once a month, at the end of the year, you start to look and go, man, all these packages, all my eBay orders, I wasted $200 just in taxes.
Yeah.
That's a box of cards. That's a graded card. That's whatever. You get what I'm saying. I'm just trying to eliminate all of these people that are taking money that don't deserve it. We've paid taxes on these cards 15 times over. The money's taxed 3 times, then you get the cards and he gets the cards and you get the card. And everybody that touches it's getting taxed. That's why I'm like, you know what?
That all depends on where you buy from too. What platform?
Yeah. Again, yeah. And then there's certain auctions that other states don't have any state tax. Where if you buy and you're out of their state, you don't pay taxes. You only pay it if they're in their state. So there's draws to going on certain auction sites, and that's a whole other.
Like in my opinion, I would get more bang from my buck on eBay than ComC.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot of times too where people are very savvy and they'll just reach out to the seller. A lot of those
cards on ComC are way overpriced.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to search for those. I get it. It's a little tougher, a little more savvy if you're not familiar with those platforms. But eBay's pretty easy to use. But again, you're still paying that tax. So if I'm spending $100, that's $8 on tax that can go to something else. If I do that throughout the year, like I said, that money adds up quick. And you don't get the leverage you do at a card show. You got $100 budget, you're looking for this card.
Yeah,
you get that card for $80 cash. You just saved $28. The tax, the shipping, and 20% because you gave a guy cash. And then it sucks because there's a lot of people that don't have shows, don't have card shops, but we have us. You have people in the hobby that are in the chat right now that are in break rooms, that are in. You don't have to spend any money to be active in this hobby and build your collection. And then you can save your money while you do this. And then you have money down the road for maybe something that you're after or saving up for.
Right.
So that's my collecting goals, is just to try to help others and myself take my own advice, probably.
There you go. And if you don't have an LCS near you, and I would say comfortably 20 miles ish, give a take.
Dilo drives like an hour. Dilo has to drive an hour there plus and then back.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he's a guy that loves the hobby, and he's got to do that trek every time he wants something. So
if you're lazy and don't have an LCS near you, you've got platforms such as what we have here. You've got Discords. You've got a lot of
Facebook groups. Yeah,
got a lot of these groups on all these social media platforms. Establish yourself within that community. Okay, build a rapport. because you just can't go in there day one, start wheeling and dealing, and expect a positive outcome. It's not going to happen.
You can buy from some people that have been on there a long time that are not going to screw you over, but you just can't go listing, 20 slabs that total, $300 a piece to $500 and expect to get a bunch of bites on them. It's going to be tough. But what you can do is you can look at all of the information on those forums, and there's so many people that are just like to talk shop and basically help you.
Yeah, Dilo says it's almost 3 hours round trip.
Oh, 3 hours. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Dilo. I was downplaying Dilo.
That's dedication, Dilo.
There are so many options at our grasp that we can use or capitalize on to fulfill our collecting needs. You just gotta do a little work.
Yeah, it's out there. You just have to look for it. You just have to get used to it. I mean, you got David Adams, you got Steel City, and you've got blowout cards. I also go to Card Giants. They have some deals every now and then.
Yeah, just get subscribed to those emails because you'll miss them if you don't.
Subscribe to the emails because you'll get extra bonuses that way.
Another one is Target and Walmart. Put on there that you want to be notified when the product comes back in stock. And it'll say, no, it's tough to get sometimes, but it will send you an email and make sure your notifications are on. You get 5% off with a Target Red Card. You don't need a credit card. You don't need the Target card. A Red Card just simply means put your bank card or credit card at checkout, register it. That's 5% off, and it's free shipping. So when I hear people saying, I'm at the store, I waited in line, all these people bought all the boxes. Every time I go to Walmart here and there, why are you doing that? Do it all from your phone. You save money, save time. Do it at home.
Yeah, you've got Dick's Sporting Goods that sells cards, Best Buy, Barnes and Noble.
And believe me, you're not going through people with a scale in the back room.
That's the latest one.
They sell cards and they sell them online.
And you don't have to worry about going to the store and seeing a guy with a scale weighing the boxes, right? Yeah. So you buy them directly from, Target, Tops, wherever it is. Another good one is your MLB Team Shop. They give you the same notifications as Tops does, but I think I like the MLB site a little bit better. So if they're sold out there, head over to your MLB.com and sign up. You just simply put a team name that you root for in, and then you create an account with a Gmail or an email account, and it's free. And then you just click on notifications. And every time a new product rolls out, you'll get it from Tops, and at a different point, sometimes earlier, you'll get it from MLB.com.
So Arnie, do you remember like back when the pandemic was going and the flippers were out there taking everything? Yep. And I think it might have been Fuzzy or someone else that was they would start a stream at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, this is what we got dropping at Target.
Yeah, that wasn't Fuzzy. That was a kid that's a Mariners. He's a Mariners fan.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
No, Fuzzy's the guy that does the baseball, the baseball updates and things like that. Right. I forgot his name, but he had about 8,000 to 10,000 subscribers, and he would be like, go now, go now.
He was a DJ in Seattle.
Yeah, and he's a Mariners fan.
Yeah, he started like 4 o'clock my time.
Yep, and it usually was around 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. my time here, and he would.
And then we're all waiting on there, like, what's dropping? Okay, go.
Yeah, but what we were doing is basically collectively getting a group of people that couldn't afford a bot, and we were trying to combat the bots.
Right.
And then you'd see all the people that would get all the product, and you're like, wait a minute, this guy's never had product before. How is he doing this? And you could follow the trail.
Schultz, that's it. It was
Schultz. Schultz.
That's right.
And listen, good for him, mate. Listen, I don't knock anyone's hustle. You want to get up that early and do that and get a bunch of followers and promote things and do things. And hey, man, God bless you.
Yeah, absolutely.
He put the work in.
Oh yeah, I mean, he would have like 400 or 500 people watching.
Yeah, I was on there. Several times. He was very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know we're at the tail end of the podcast overall, but I just did drop a link in the chat below, and I'm going to show you what I dropped so you know this is spam. So basically, I go to this site, and it tells me what card shows in my state or close to me that I can go to. So if I was to click on Florida, everything for Florida with the dates and locations. So on the 4th, Port St. Lucie. on the 11th, Naples. Spring Hill on the 11th. The weekend, Clearwater. I mean, I'm going to the damn. I'm going to this one, which is literally about 40 minutes from where I'm at.
Yeah, if you're going on vacation, check this list out and check out some shows. And a lot of times you'll get cards that are not regional. So you're going to pay more of a premium. What I mean by that is you're going to pay a premium for New York Yankees in New York. You're in the Cleveland area, you know, guys may not budge. They're like, I got 1 million buyers for Cleveland Indians cards. I don't need to sell to you this cheap. But you go somewhere else and you may be able to get some good deals.
Dom, we still love you.
I was just thinking that.
Good stuff, Dom.
We still love you, Dom.
Happy Wednesday, Dom.
So, yeah, we are already at that 2-hour mark, and I think it was an awesome opening to 2025. New day.
Go.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. So, how we're going to close this up is, Arnie, got anything going on?
Nothing, man. Just the usual Friday show, 8 o'clock Eastern, live card shop show. Come and hang out, stop by the chat, say hi. And then Archives is coming out. Gonna try to get a break together with Mike's assistants. And
Mike's assistants. There's no assistants. I've been threatened to do a break. Oh, the cases are only 10. There's only 10 boxes a case.
Yeah, they whittled it down. Yeah, they're always changing something on us. So
this is true.
There you go, Lucky Pete with 8 Timmy
8 Timmys.
emojis.
Oh, it just went to 9 Timmys.
9 Timmy emojis.
Mike, got anything going on besides that Archives break?
Whenever Arnie sends me the Archives break, apparently I'm doing an Archives break, which I don't know when I'm going to do it, but we'll figure out something.
Whatever. Yeah.
If y'all missed it, Mike did drop a video today.
How about that?
Open
yes, he did.
Three hanger boxes, and I think
3 nice hanger boxes.
Based off those results of those boxes, you might as well consider moving to Texas.
Moving to where? Oh yeah, exactly. Oh wait. So I wish I could get boxes that were for Philadelphia because I bought a Topps Chrome box, and well, my stepdaughter got me a $50 gift certificate to my LCS. So I'm looking in there and say, what can I get for $50? So I was like, all right, give me this box and give me this blaster Topps Chrome. Freaking loaded with reds. Good reds, but that video will be
just red.
At some point, but it was all reds.
And again, that
should have been in Cincinnati. Not one Philly came out. Not one.
That's what the trading's all about.
Yeah.
Take that and try to, get that into the right hands.
Exactly. Now, it'll be in the right hands because there's it's some good reds. Cool. So what else? That's about all I have. I mean, I've got about like 5 or 6 videos in here that I just haven't uploaded.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna
same thing here. I've got a nice stash of videos where I'm trying to focus on doing some more of my collection content because guys, another thing too in the chat, post your videos. You don't have to buy cards to open cards to post a video.
Just show some
grab
stuff.
A binder, grab anything, grab a box of cards, go through it, do some sorting, anything.
Yeah, so, I mean, I could do a video on goofy glasses. Guys that had goofy glasses back in the 70s and the 80s.
Everybody would watch it, and the chat would be fun.
They would love it.
Yep.
Famous names of players that are related or that have the same name as a famous person.
Grover Cleveland. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like some famous.
Yeah, like players. Who does this guy look like? I found one guy that looks like Spike Lee who used to play on the Phillies. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. It's got to go in my stack.
Yeah.
I wonder if I still have it. Did I put it in this stack? No, I don't forget what stack I put it in.
Well, as for me, I don't have anything going on. I might just do a video showcasing my Jason Dominguez PC.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Then you can filter that link out to people that are, interested in, hey, I've got some videos or whatever, and then make some trades.
Because I showcased the Julio, and if you missed that one, go check it out. I did that one actually on Saturday. I did a Alex Rodriguez live stream. So, yeah, I think I might just do a Jason Dominguez now.
So, Arnie, this was in your box. I've been looking for this card like forever in that box that you sent me.
Okay.
Tell me this does not look like Spike Lee when he was Mars Blackman.
Oh, yeah. Who is that? Chuck McElroy.
See?
I don't know who that is. Did he play a long career? I don't know who that
Chuck
guy is.
McElroy. Now he didn't play that long. He played a couple of years. For
well, that's cool. Hopefully you got some Phillies that you didn't have.
Artie, you have no idea how many cards filled up my 2000 sets.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because I remember you saying that, and I go, there's a lot of stuff of that in here, which is
exactly.
Good.
I out of the boxes that you sent me, I had 118 cards that I needed. So it was like perfect.
That's great. Yeah,
for $10. Hello. Yeah.
I do have I think about 20 teams left in that stack. Now I'd like to get the people, if you want to reach out to me, instead of doing a live stream and trying to sell all those and then people buying a bunch of them to resell, which I'm fine with. I'm not knocking the people that bought stuff to resell. That's great that I was able to unload it, but I do have a lot of those boxes and it's only one box per team. So between 800 and 1,000 cards of whatever your home team is or the team UPC, reach out to me and it's $10 plus the shipping. And it's some are better than others because of the players and the years, but it's all from a collection where they had it sorted by team and put in these bins, and it's the leftover stuff that I bought from a collection that I just want to unload and get rid of, and I just don't want it anymore.
Yeah, if you're looking to build your sets from the 90s, 2000s, and early 2010s, I mean it's more than worth it. I mean,
the value's there. It's just all sorted by teams, and I have no interest in, the Giants in a box. I just don't need them. So, reach out to me if you'd like, and I'll get those out to you guys. So,
awesome. So, again, I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us, especially with a new date of airing. If y'all haven't hit that like button, do so. If you haven't subscribed, do so also. Make sure you check out Ripping for Rookies channel, carddeal.com channel. Everybody in the chat has a wrench, so drop your link. You can check each other out, subscribe to each other. It's all about building a community. If you look in my description, I've got the Discord link in there, so feel free to roam around. And with all that, we will catch you all again on Monday between 7 and 9 Eastern Standard Time. So with all that, have fun, everybody. Hope you all have a great week. See you next time.